Hello and welcome to the History Wave podcast, episode 2. Germany invades Poland. In this episode, we'll be looking at why Germany invaded Poland and how the Polish military failed to defend itself. This is a shorter episode, so stay tuned for longer ones in the future. On September 1st, 1939, German forces under the control of Adolf Hitler bombarded Poland on land and from the air. World War II had begun. So why did Germany invade Poland? Germany invaded Poland to regain lost territory and ultimately rule their neighbour to the east. The German invasion of Poland was a primer on how Hitler intended to wage war, what would be the blitzkrieg strategy. Germany's blitzkrieg approach was characterized by extensive bombing early on to destroy enemies' air capacity, railroads, communication lines and munitions dumps, followed by a massive land invasion with overwhelming numbers of troops, tanks and artillery. After the German forces had ploughed their way through, devastating a swath of territory, infantry moved in, picking off any remaining resistance. Once Hitler had a base of operations within the target country, he immediately began setting up security forces to annihilate all enemies of the Nazi ideology, whether racial, religious or political. Concentration camps for slave labourers and the extermination of civilians went hand in hand with German rule of a conquered nation. For example, within the day of the German invasion of Poland, Hitler was already setting up SS Death's Head regiments to terrorize the populace. Polish resistance falters. The Polish army made several severe strategic miscalculations early on. Although 1 million strong, the Polish forces were severely under-equipped and attempted to take the Germans head-on, rather than failing back to more natural defence positions. The outmoded thinking of the Polish commanders, coupled with an antiquated state of its military, was simply no match for the overwhelming and modern mechanised German forces. And of course, any hope the Poles might have had a Soviet counter-response was dashed with the signing of the Ribbentrop-Molotov Non-Aggression Pact. Great Britain would respond with bombing raids over Germany 3 days later, and that's what started the Second World War. Thank you for listening to episode 2 of History Wave. Stay tuned for longer episodes in the future. Thanks for listening. Bye.